Hi, my name is Cody Battaglia, and I read the book Winners Never Quit by Mia Hamm, illustrated by Carol Thompson. I chose this book because I think it's really interesting and creative, and it really catches your eye with the pictures, and I also love Mia Hamm, so I had to choose this book. The story is about a young girl named Mia who loves playing soccer and scoring goals, but when her sister starts to save them, Mia wants to quit. Um, It teaches Mia never to give up even if she fails, and she eventually learns that winning isn't everything, and even if she doesn't score, it's not worth quitting because she loves the game of soccer so much. One literary element that stands out to me in this book is the plot. The plot focuses on the structure of the book and how the story unfolds. I really think that the plot shows the progression of Mia's character. A few quotes I would like to share is on page 5. It says, Mia says, "I quit." And on page 7, her sister yells out to her, "Quitter." This kind of shows her sister ganging up on her. On page 9, one of her friends says to Mia, "Sorry, Mia," he said, "but quitters can't play on my team." And then on page 14, Mia says, "I still hate losing, but she didn't hate losing as much as she loved soccer." And on the very last page, it's Mia saying, "Because winners never quit." So I think that kind of shows the progression that the character of Mia goes through from losing and wanting to quit to realizing that she loves soccer so much that she wouldn't want to quit. I think that the plot goes step by step in showing the truth of the story. Another literary element I saw in this book is the characters, and Mia is the main character and the one who is taught the lesson, but her sister Lovedee is the one who I believe really teaches Mia the lesson. I think that they both play a very strong feminist role throughout the book. They both show that they can be athletic and play with the boys and play sports, and I think as women that's a really strong thing that we can portray. That's a very strong feminist movement. There are also many visual elements that stood out to me throughout this book. One visual element was space. The way the pictures were spaced out on the page I thought was very interesting and helped the reader understand the story. Some pictures were spread out, as you can see right here, which I like. They're kind of like a progression from picture to picture, which I think that the audience then zooms in on just the image itself and kind of focuses on that one thing. Whereas over here, it's a border around a picture, and I think that shows the audience to really focus on what is happening in a broader picture more than just a single character. And I also think that this kind of represents a more intense part of the story because it has a border around it. I feel like it's telling more of an important part to the story. Then there's also pages that take up the whole entire page, some of the illustrations, and I think that's having the audience take a step back and look at the whole entire picture and what's going on with all the characters. I really like the end because the author and illustrator just had Mia there with a lot of empty space around, which I really think sums up the story because it really was just about Mia. One of Perry Nodelman's assumptions that I found to be both reinforced and challenged in this book is, although all children are childlike, boys are different from girls. Children are inherently gendered, boys are boyish, and girls are girlish from birth. A child's gender determines his or her activities, interests, and tastes. This can be true because in our society, people tend to believe that boys participate in more boyish activities than girls. In this book, Mia is usually playing against boys, so I think that Nodelman's assumption can be true in this book. In some pictures, as you can see, it's Mia just playing with boys. So I think that Nodelman's assumption can be true that boys usually play sports and girls don't tend to. But I also think that it can be more challenged in this book because I think it's showing that girls can play sports. As we know in our society, girls play sports every single day. And I think that's more of a stereotype rather than an assumption that he should be making. So I think that this book can show that girls can play with sports and they can score and win against boys like Mia does in this book. I really enjoyed this book, and I think that if you have younger siblings or want to be a teacher, this would be a really good book to share. Thank you.